Hi all, welcome to another chess24 Banter Blitz. Okay, just waiting for my preview screen to start up. Muting over here. And let's have a look first at the amazing voucher code Kingscrusher for a whopping 15% off. If you go premium, you can challenge Magnus Carlsen, the current world chess champion, other grandmasters, international masters, and even bunnies like me. So it's great value. Chess24/premium. Just use the voucher code Kingscrusher for 15% off. Great stuff. And other perks of premium membership. So let's go to the challenge screen today. I remember last week there's some revenge to be had potentially. Anyway, it's always tough with you guys. Okay, so Jetzel to start off with c4 English opening. So I think Jetzel plays the Tarrasch. I don't really want a Tarrasch. Oh, he's varying. Okay, I don't mind this so much. Is he going to let me play the dreaded Bishop b5 variation against the Benoni, which is known as the flick knife variation? Bishop b5 check, the flick knife variation. A very, very aggressive line. Okay. So a famous game, Kasparov against John Nunn in one of the Olympiads. I think this is following this at the moment. I think Bishop c4 is interesting, or Bishop takes d7. Maybe I will go with Bishop d7 or Bishop c4. Which one? Okay, interesting. I think this has got some logic to try and dampen Black's e5 square control. I think Kasparov played a bit like this, maybe not this exact position, but I seem to remember talking about that game, and this f5 and bishop g5, queen e1, queen h4, that sort of thing, is an interesting plan here, I believe. I'm not sure Black wants to fragment their pawns. So this knight's a little bit awkward. Black's a bit slow maybe on the queenside counterplay, I hope. Okay, he has gone with the pawns. That's interesting. Okay, so if I play bishop g5 here, I want to play queen e1 and queen h4, I think, ideally. Okay, or hit d6. I think that's okay. It's a bit like the Nunn game. I think if I can get my knight round to f5 and put more pressure on d6, this should be okay. Or queen e1, queen g3 puts more pressure on d6 and c7 actually behind that. Okay, so here, knight h4 might be interesting. Or am I losing too much material? Maybe queen e1 for a moment. To be able to play queen g3 or queen h4. I'm not entirely certain about the specifics here. It's nice having a vague idea. In the Kasparov Nunn game, Kasparov got a knight onto f5. Is that really the case here? Maybe this isn't. Maybe I'm just letting him win lots of material after this. This doesn't look too clever right now. Is EF worth playing? Okay. Just maybe to get a rook in the circumstances to the 7th rank. Or have I dissipated any chance of an advantage? It does seem very different. Yeah, maybe I should have kept the queens on. On the other hand, this seems to have some point to it, potentially. If I play takes and bishop d6, I'll be winning back the exchange. Maybe bishop c5 first. Just leaving the pin. So I leave the pin. take another key pawn. Is this really enough though? If I play here for maybe knight b5, d6, that route. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so d6 here or knight b5. Yeah, I'm not sure. This pawn's probably some sort of, it is an immediate liability. Yeah, bishop f8. I think that was dumb. Potentially, that was really quite dumb. Okay. Anyway, knight e4 for a moment. Maybe knight c5 is handy. He could play. All right. There's various ways he can play this. Get the pawn off the dark square. And get my king in the game. Alright. So, knight g3. Is f5 a potential issue? h3, king f3. At least I'll have pressure on f5 here for a moment. Maybe rook d5. Possibly knight e4 check and rook h5 coming out. Okay, rook f5 here. So I'm still a pawn up at least. King e2. Is that reasonable? On the light squares, I want to keep, in general, on the light squares away from that bishop to avoid any major accidents, I hope. Should the king come up? Oh, there is that pawn. Okay. Knight f5 check. If king g6, there's always a knight h4 if rook g2. I wonder if bishop g7 might be worth something. Okay, so g4 here. This frees up the rook, so maybe rook e3 to e6. I've got to be careful about bishop b4 check. Maybe king c4 to b5. If I'm hitting b6, that's a bonus. Rook e6, rook takes h6 is another thing here. Okay, I think I can protect my h3 pawn. I hope I can. And kick this king out there. I guess one issue is b3. How would I sort out b3? Maybe knight g7 for a moment. Knight e6 or king d3. Maybe king d3. If I'm getting knight e6, that means knight c5. That looks more promising for king c3 and rook c5. Okay, thanks for the game, gentlemen. I wasn't really that convinced by my play, actually. Maybe I should have kept the queens on. Okay, Mishok. Okay, so it's a 3-minute game. King's Indian. I like this C5 line. I think it's kind of dynamic usually. So he's not playing D5 just yet. Curiously, I think I'm going to try and tempt D5. Yes. So A6 and B5 coming up. Looks like a sort of standard counterplay thing, which should be okay. Standard counterplay thing with B5, even if it's the cost of a pawn, I think. So bishop A6. So there's a sort of pressure, I think. Rook, Queen A8, Rook B8, sort of Banker Gambit pressure. Okay. Maybe the Queen should have gone somewhere else, actually. I don't know, it seems a little bit passive. Okay. Oh dear, I guess knight h5 is possible. Knight h5, queen g4, yeah. In light of that, I wonder king h7 just to stop knight h5 with g takes. Okay, so knight f4 is coming incoming. Prepare in advance for that. Was there knight f4 to e6? Right, I think I have to do something more interesting over here. Basically, this queen on a8 isn't clever. Yeah, how do I get my pieces more relevant here? C4, just trying to open up this diagonal. Maybe my queen can go on the dark squares coming up around here. Oh, okay, there might be a trick here or two. Like queen takes, knight takes, knight takes. Nice little trick. And before I do anything, I think I'll play this check before I take the queen. Okay, knight e5 maybe for rook c4. Okay, there's rook c4, rook b4 coming out here. There's rook f4 here for knight d3. Okay, I'll stop this pawn. I think I need to play e6. Take that off. Well, I can just win with this pawn, I think. Oh, well, that's silly of me. I don't need all these pawns. Alright, thanks for the game, Mishok. Yeah, I think my queen was just out nowhere land. I mean, that queen a8. What was I thinking? Queen a8. Oh, I think queen a5 sometimes is a lot better. Okay, so here, English opening. So knight ge2, h3, that sort of thing. h3, king h2, and f4. Knight d4, knight e2. I think this might be the way to play it. You know, if black has to release that central tension of playing d5, I think it will give me a freer hand to play moves like f4, g4, knight g3. Gain space without worrying about d5 as a counterattack in the center. So I want to play like knight g3, g5. So g5 here, or is it too risky? Is it too weakening? I wonder if, is g5 too weakening? Although it's tempting, I'm wondering if maybe f5. Oh, that's curious. You know, I don't know now. I'll risk it. At least it gives my rook some more potential anyway on hg. I'm just wondering about this e5 square and other weaknesses. But maybe, you know, maybe I can snap that off, that e5 knight. Maybe I should. It's too good. Just use this f file crudely. Okay, so maybe bishop h3, h5, h6. Try and, or h5 here. Try and get a form pawn going. Bishop h3. I wonder if queen g4 is kind of appropriate here. I want to sort of, yeah, this kind of thing stops the f pawn, and it's a nice build-up position. I think I can play rook f5, build up with rook a f1, and maybe, you know, have some pressure with knight f6, check, a form pawn. If the rook moves, knight takes, and then rook takes e5. I think a form pawn is usually nice in an endgame scenario. Rook h1 would stop king f8. Oh, no, it doesn't. If he plays it immediately, my mistake. Can I at least discourage king d7 with rook f7? Okay. And how I can protect this to free this rook. Alright. So, try and bring this rook over. I think I want to double the rooks, basically. If I double the rooks, then that might be tricky. The king's evacuated. f7, actually. In its evacuation, it has left behind f7. And, you know, that would be a great pawn to collect here. f7. Or put the pressure with this. Can I win e5? There's a bit of an overload. I would hope, or maybe there isn't. Blimey. Things have got tricky. Do I need to open a second front over here? Can I nudge that king over? Wow. Things have got tricky. Okay. Okay, is there a way of infiltrating? Okay, one thing I have spotted is this B file. If I can get onto that B file, B5 in particular, rook B7 would be stubborn. Ugh. Oh, man. Okay. I'm not making too much progress here. Okay. Is this getting well dodgy because he can play rook f3 and I'm going to try and win e5 if I can, but this is getting a little bit dodgy for my king. Can it go to d5 and hit c5? Rook f3, king e5. Alright, I think I have to start taking some pawns. Can I do this? Maybe rook h7, try and tie the rook down to f7 again. Or is that a pointless waste of time? I don't know. If rook f8. I'm actually trying to just win the pawns of my king here. If I can take on c5, it undermines d4. Just try and take pawns of my king. That is the relatively more aggressive piece here to the opponent's king. If I can just take on c5. Or rook d7, rook f7. I think taking on c5 would be nice. Okay, I can try and hold on to that. And then king c5 to hold d2, to hold up against d2. Rook c8, king d4, d2, king takes e3 just in time. Yeah, I mean, he could take on e4. Yeah, it's getting tricky, isn't it? Okay. Oh, that's something which maybe isn't the problem. Alright, thanks. That was good, Ryan. Yeah, I thought it was really solid for a moment. I'll try English opening again. Okay, a bullet portion in the stream if someone challenges me, maybe. Okay, so Terry. I'll try. I've got a gambit system against the Slav, which sometimes is dangerous. So if I castle and then e4, e5, or that plan, that general plan of e4, e5, nudge the knight, try and do something with the soft spot. So e4, e5 coming up. It's truly a gambit right now. Right, can I play knight g5, threatening mate? Alright, okay. Isn't it potentially weakening things for him to do this? I get this tempo. I think I might do this now. My centre's, I don't know, maybe it's crumbled a bit. But this bishop's better than that one right now. Maybe rook ad1. Has he got knight d3? Maybe bishop e4. Is it possible this is going to work out okay? I hope if I take out d3. Alright. Okay, can I put pressure on that? Alright, around about here. I suppose there is queen c5. Can I do this? I'm hoping that there's a bit of queenside congestion. The bishop looks as though it might be useful right now for covering some escape squares. How do I break in there though? If I play rook d5 and queen e2, bishop d7. Oh, there's. What about just queen e2 threatening queen g4? Maybe that's altogether stronger. Yeah, I think that might be stronger. With the threat of queen g4 on opening up the bishop. Queen g4, queen g7. Or, yeah, I mean, in this circumstance, it looks as though queen g4, queen g7. Also, at minimum, there's rook d5 for queen d7. So I think queen g4, king f7, rook d5 if it takes queen d7. So at minimum, rook d5 here. At maximum, mates with queen g7. Is that mating queen g7? There's queen f8, queen it takes there. I think just taking here for queen d7. Yeah, f8 is protected there, so let's go for this. Okay, so I think rook d5 gives rise to queen f5. Rook d5 is tempting. Yeah, I think. There's no immediate check. Queen f5, queen f6 is mating if king h6. Yeah, I was wondering about that because if, yeah, okay, so queen c3, for example, queen f5, king takes. Oh, there isn't queen f6 there. No, okay. Anyway, oh, it's dangerous anyway. Thanks for the game, Terry. Prom night. Prom night. Okay. I could try Sicilian defense. This line, bishop g2, bishop g7, e6 for d5. Okay, knight d4 here. Sometimes this is useful for the diagonal. Sometimes trying to provoke e5 as well maybe is useful sometimes for weakening f5 if later the knight can pivot to f5. In fact, can I play d5 in one go here? For bishop g4, bishop f3. d5 in one go. Fascinating. Okay, so bishop g4. Okay, here, knight g4. That means if, I mean, it could be tempting to try and double the pawns, but there's always knight e3 after, isn't there? So doubling the pawns might not be totally brilliant. I might have h5 potentially, knight h6 to f5 potentially. I'm not sure a6. Oh, a6 does something actually. Doesn't a6 like potentially win that bishop? That's something to bear in mind. Okay, so if I do this, if takes here, a6 is winning that bishop. That's curious. I haven't really noticed that until now. I wonder if I missed an opportunity already based on a6. It's in one of those weird, Sicilian positions. Okay, that does save that bishop from any hassle. So I'm using this f5 square now instead. So there's bishop a4. Okay. Okay, I'll take here. And I mean, it looks as though I have some play over here. Oh, I think there's knight d5. Am I messing up? There's knight d5. Yeah, messing up a bit things. Unless, you know, maybe c4, but a bit more play. I mean, it could be a useful diagonal anyway. This loss of the pawn here could, I mean, it could liberate the pieces more potentially. Maybe c4 if white doesn't play c4. If c4 from white, I don't know, e6. Okay, I think c4 here. Okay, and rook c4. Okay, so rook d4, knight d4. Maybe rook d4 tempo. Mind you, is on my rook there. I can't really. Or is it setting a trap? Queen b6, check. Rook d8, check. It's sort of setting a naughty trap. Which, okay, let's see if that works. Yes, check. I was watching this film last night called Midway, the later edition of Midway. There's two films called Midway, and there was this trap set for the Japanese, and they went into this trap, and they lost eventually four of their carriers. It's a really fantastic film. I don't know if anyone's seen Midway. It's quite fascinating military strategy. And blunders. It's not really like chess, is it? Because it's real life, lives at stake. It's a bit weird to liken it to chess, but I think that there was an element of a trap anyway being set in it. Okay, so rook takes d4 here. Gives me queen takes a1, potentially. Do I want to play queen takes a1? If there's anyone into war films, Midway. Okay. So it was after Pearl Harbor. So the Americans wanted some quick revenge a few months later. It's quite interesting. Okay, so queen takes a1 here, or queen c2. I think queen takes a1 or queen c3. Hang on. I think I should take out this rook. Okay, it looks dangerous. This pin and knight d5. I must admit, looks quite dangerous. Can I just do this? e6. Or am I getting mated? Because e6, knight f6, and there's trouble. Or knight e7, knight f6, knight e8 check. That's why I don't really want to let that go here. No, I don't want to play e6. I think there's too much trouble. There must be a safer way of doing this. Okay. It's not over, is it? It's not over till it's over. Can I do this? Unpin. The queen would be protecting the bishop. So probably this is possible to play like this. It would give me bishop d6, e takes on the upside here. Bishop d6. The queen is protecting the bishop. All right, so bishop e7, there's rook g8. Yeah, there's a bit of danger here. What do I need to do? Maybe king g6 looks intriguing. Let's go to f5. Can my king just get out of the mess? Yeah, just walk out. Just run for safety. King f5. Okay, there's rook g3 hassle. I think my king should... Well, I don't know anymore actually now. Rook g3, king f5. I would hope my king's not getting mated. Oh, I have lost material, or have I? Counter-attack for bishop d6 check. Alright, I think things are looking up. Queen here. Right, if I play the check there, covers some light squares. Can I pin that pesky knight, finally? If I can eliminate that knight, that'll do me a good favour, I think. Yeah, that's tricky. Thanks, prom night. That's tricky. Olaf. Okay, I'll be boring and play the English opening. And head for this gambit system. So let c4 go, because I've had some interesting stuff with this gambit before. Oh, okay, that's provocative. Bishop g4 for knight e5. This is highly suspect to me in so many ways. Giving up that bishop. Let me have a center pawn with tempo. Let me have a strong center. I think this is a dream attacking position here with castling f4, f5. It's a dream come true, this opening. Because the bishop without the counterpart makes all the light squares more painful for black in theory. Maybe I'm overestimating now. Queen h4 or something. f4, f5 looks as though it's puncturing light squares with the light square bishop without the counterpart. If not leader, I think, what's that other neural network? That's really good. Stoffles. Beef stew is good at this. Okay, so the bishop without the counterpart. I think I saw a number of examples from Stoffles recently. Well, not that recently. But anyway, f5 coming up. I think I'll leave the bishop on this diagonal because I think it will make the impact even greater of f5. Okay, so queen e2 or f5 immediately. Just trying to tap into these light squares, undermine them. In fact, I'm delighted here now. I'm delighted with this position because I think there's rook f7, and maybe I'm getting too excited though about it. Queen c6. There's queen f3. If queen e6, queen b7. My centre's a bit suspect here. It is a bit suspect, isn't it? After queen c6. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, the concrete situation here is not that easy, is it? What do I do? Queen f1, cd, cd, rook d4, bishop e3. No, there isn't rook d4 because rook f8. I think queen f1. No, then there's queen e6. Okay, queen, back to the drawing board. Queen f3. Okay, let's open up the bishops with queen f3. So he takes cd, cd, rook d4, bishop e3. At least the bishop's kind of open. I've got to pass the e pawn. It's not ideal from what I had. I think it's still something, though. It might still be something. There's bishop c5 here. On rook d4, bishop e3, there's bishop c5, if needed, if he wants. Because bishop d4, winning the rook. But I suspect he might move that. I've still got a passed e pawn. Maybe there's a bit of pressure on the black king side. Okay, king f2. a4, a5, for instance, a6 looks dangerous to coordinate the rooks on b7. Open up this rook. a4, a5, a6 as a plan. Let's imagine knight d5, though, for a moment. Maybe it would seem as though rook b1 would be useful to stop knight d5. Okay. I've got f4 if needed. Knight d5 is a legitimate try, surely. I don't know if this is too slow or actually quite dangerous. I think I'm tempted with the form pawn strategy. So knight d5, I'm tempted just to take an a6 form pawn strategy. b6, rook b7, for example. Well, a takes, rook e6, takes king 8. There's rook b7 if it takes a8. Is that any major consequence here? I could play f4 first. Alright. Isn't that... No, there isn't rook f8. Okay, so at minimum I've got rook b7 on the cards. Does it actually do anything there? Probably not. Does f4 do anything? What about just rook h7 for rook h8 being threatened? Just to nab that pawn for a moment. So rook h8 without, because otherwise, the bishop's on f8. Rook h8, it looks dangerous. Is this winning material or something? What is the meaning of this? Stay away from dark squares in general. Rook d1. Well, rook b7 might be more effectual than usual if he has to take time to take this out. And there's no easy defense of b7, I would hope. So rook b7 coming up. Right, get rid of a rook. pawn on light square. Light squares. Try and stay away from the bishop on the dark squares. Alright, h4 is possible to try and generate a passed outside pawn here, tactically. So this passed outside pawn, check. The king can't cross because of rook d7. Probably h6, trying to advance this pawn. Right. So just h7. Right. Check. This wins the bishop anyway. Okay, thanks, Olaf. Yeah, I thought I had too much from the opening there, intuitively. Far too much from the opening. Okay, so c4. I think English opening. Okay. And d4 here. So sort of Maroczy binds Sicilian transposition. Can I do this? I know at the moment it's a loose piece. Queen d2. Okay, at least this is not a loose piece now. Let's put the bishops just ready. Just hold the bind for a moment. Hold the Maroczy bind. Just wait for b5. It's a concession, I think, b5, in some respects. Maybe c takes an f4. Alright. f4 and e5. Trying to expose this bishop as a liability. Can I do this for a moment? Alright, there is that, yeah. b4 for c5. At least it's a protected pass pawn. I know I've lost the pawn, but it's my dark squares aren't totally shot to pieces just yet. I'm hoping there's some f-file dynamic play. Oh, this is a loose piece again. Yeah. Alright, I thought knight g4 there. Okay, knight d4 here. Try and grab that light square bishop, I think. Can I stop the knight coming out, or is it too late? If I play for g4, it's too late. Can I get onto this diagonal? Oh, that's something. Surely. Okay. Rook F1. Uh-oh. Yeah, I've just blundered. Yeah, that was bishop d4. That's whoops. Oh, I hate these Maroczy. Why do I play this? I keep losing in Maroczy bind positions. It's too much of a surprise what black can do after breaking the bind. It's just too surprising. It's all the time I get surprised. I have a confession to make about it. I try and think of myself like Karpov, but it never works out. It never works out. I don't know what Karpov did. He did something magical with these positions. He made sure there wasn't cheapos, I think, for a start. It never works out for me, these binds. There's always some crack, some weakness. Something's falling apart tactically. Okay, anyway. Queen h4. I think they were a favourite of Karpov sometimes. If you look at his Hastings tournaments, I think he used the Maroczy bind against British players in particular. Definitely against Hartston, I've seen the game Maroczy bind, and against some other players. He just kept the control and didn't allow like these total disasters. I don't really know what I've done here, if this even is justified. It looks like a nice protected pass pawn, but I am a pawn down technically. Does it matter, or am I using the F file now? Bishop e4 and rook f7. Bishop e4 and rook f7 is on the cards, isn't it? Is he thinking something to do with g2 in this diagonal? Bishop e4, rook f7. Right, what does that do? Can I play queen h5? Or is there rook g5? Am I just giving amazing tempos? I'm sort of pinning to that queen. This is looking unpleasant, to say the least. Okay, rook f2. Oh, crikey! Oh, this is annoying. Okay, as in I'm gonna lose horribly soon, aren't I? Okay, rook here. There's queen f8. Is that just about rook g6? Queen f8, queen f7. Alright, I thought there's queen f8, queen f7. I was more worried about something else naughty going on here. Have I just lost connection? Hello? Is it me? I thought rook g2 was dangerous. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I suspect, rook g2, to be fair, is really quite crushing by this point. Yeah, rook takes g2 looks to me juicy, because it's the focal point g2. It's juicy. Rook g2 or bishop g2 either. It's too much, isn't it? Because there's a splat line. Here's a splat line which should have happened. Bishop d4, mating. No, this Maroczy bind gone wrong. I'm not someone to model the Maroczy binds on, for sure. especially at this time limit. Okay. A Spectro. So it's a 3-minute game. I think there's certain STEM games which might actually make things worse for my interpretation of the Moxie bind, coming to think about it. Probably most notably this game of Andrew Martin. He seems to just put his bishops on F1 and G1 and the game sort of won itself. But I think I probably need to analyse a range of Moxie bind example games and see what's going on. It's pretty tricky. Okay. So 1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants, 6 elephants, 7 elephants, 8 elephants. I'm sure I'll make a note of that. Moxie binds videos, maybe. I haven't really covered the subject. I think there is Karpov. I'm just going to make a note. Good video series. Okay, I'm going to abort this and let's just see. Okay, the next challenge. Can I scroll down, please? Okay, let's scroll down. Did I accept the challenge? Nope. Yes? Uh-oh. Try again. I hope we haven't got 2 games in parallel. Okay. Elnuk. Now, as far as the French Tarrasch is concerned, I could pretend to be Michael Adams, or just because he's brilliant with the Tarrasch with white. This fancy variation. Okay, so have we had this stuff before? Or have had someone else has been playing Queen A5 against me. I wasn't sure of the point at the time. But maybe, okay, King F2 is a good unpinning response in the circumstance. I just want to sit on my extra space here without too much counterplay. So H4, Bishop E3, Knight G2. Can I do this? Can I sit on my extra space? G3, King G2. Just put the king in a safe spot. If my king's on G2, it's away from that F file. Once this pawn structure is laid out, an aggressive pawn chain, which isn't getting obliterated to undermining tactics because of my king position, then I'll be able to relax more, I believe, in theory. So how would I actually consolidate this structure? If the queen was on b6, I'd be more worried about knight d5 for f2. Okay, so here, bishop f4, is that too ambitious? Bishop f4. Shields the f file. Alright, there's rook f4 for knight e3. I might take this guy off. It's too bothersome. Okay. And okay, I've given up that d5 square. The light squares are pretty dangerous. What about rook f1? Just trying to not get into a pin here on the diagonal. I've made concessions. It's not nice. It's not that nice, is it? And there's d3 as well. Oh no. b3. This doesn't look pleasant. I've gone wrong, haven't I? I've just gone wrong somewhere. a3. So I take, yeah. Get the queens off. So I end up with no advantage. Great. Okay, rook a2. To stop rook c2, this is grovelly. King h3 in light of rook here. Rook d2. Oh, that's just horrible. Yeah, this rook c2 is a killer. Oh, it's over. It's mostly over. It is over. Yeah. Oh, dear, I dare. That was a French gone wrong. Well played. Okay. Der Hanker. Yeah, I think maybe I should revisit that opening. Okay, so bishop g7, knight g7. If I castle and bishop e6, or here king h8, or e4, maybe e4 is better. E4 for a moment. Knight c6. Okay. Knight f5 coming up. Or a5. a5 looks as though maybe bishop a6 is useful later. Bishop d3. Maybe a4 is handy. Coming up, a4. Right, so rook c8 holds that pawn. Maybe queen d7 for a moment, as well, holding that pawn. Yes, there's pressure though. This knight f5 for bishop f8. Bishop b5 might be no. Bishop f8 straight off the bat. Rook c7. Knight, okay, that's tricky. Knight f5. There's knight c6. It's cool. Yeah. In the circumstance, can I just try and get some play over here with h3 plan? Just hold things tight for a moment. King h7, h4, h3. So, let's see, h4. This is quite the bind. G5 and knight h6. G5 would open up that diagonal a bit. Potentially, this diagonal could be useful, I suspect. Right. Is my bishop going to be crunched? Can I do this to sort of try and win the e5 square? If I have a knight on e5, it would protect c6. Yeah. And that does mean knight f3 is on the cards. Knight f3. Check for queen g3. That looks dangerous here. Queen g3. Yes, h3 looks, yeah. I think this counterattack over here seems to have paid off. F2 for bishop e4. There's also f1. So I think this is crushing basically f2. So there's bishop e4 and f1. Yeah. I think I can just take this. I'll just take it here. Yes, this is a bit of a counter-attack there. Thanks to Hanker. Bit of a counter-attack. A bullet game. Okay, for a bullet, I'm going to have a sort of pre-move opening style. So King's Engine attack. So this is all pretty much pre-moves. Pre-move, pre-move, pre-move. Pre-move, pre-move. Mostly pre-move. And then sort of standard template plan. Most of the time. Although I'm losing a pawn while I played it. Can I take this for knight d5? Okay, maybe c4. Try and install a knight on to get more pressure, more scope for the pieces. Bang, bish bosh. Protect e5. Whoa. Protect e5. Okay. Protect g3. Slowly consolidate with d6 or something. Oh, queen's hanging. Okay, I mean that's mostly over. It's fun stuff. Thanks, Mishok. Okay, Kivio 8. Let's play as Smith Moro Gambit, I think, here. So bishop c4. And drop the bishop back. So a bit of gambit compensation, I hope. So DC, knight c3. If I castle, is there going to be a gambit? If I castle and something, is the gambit going to be accepted? I think there's a bit of gambit compensation here. Okay, I'll take that. It's not a gambit anymore. Okay, so if I castle and rook e1, bishop f4. Rook e1, bishop f4. Or just try and keep a grip on e5 here, actually. So bishop f4, bishop c2, that sort of thing. It's a sort of iron grip. It creates some weaknesses. And actually, I don't need b3. Let's stop the knight necessarily. Just knight d2 natural, developing move. Try and stop knight c4 with that as well. Okay. So if I can double the rooks behind e5, can I also? I think, yeah, probably h4, h5 coming up. Okay. I think I do want to take that. There's some more pressure on the pawns here. So if I just double against e6, if I double against e6, okay. Yeah, I still want to treat that as the backward pawn to target. If I double, what would I need after doubling? Possibly, if needed, some other maneuvering. Okay, knight f1 to g3 gives rise to something, surely. In fact, it does give rise to knight h5 check, bolt from the blue, because it takes queen h7. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a bolt from the blue, knight h5. So it takes queen h7. Yeah, there's an awkward configuration there. Yeah, that's a bit of a trick, isn't it? Bit of a tactical trick. Okay, Arif D. Okay, so let's see. Right, so bishop c4. Okay, so d5, maybe for knight e5 coming up. Oh, hold d5 for a moment. Oh, what am I doing? No. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Yeah. 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 Knight f3 or f4 or bishop f4. Bishop f4, I might have something going for it. Can I get my act together here and not have all these hanging pieces though? If f6, okay. D takes. My pieces are a bit loose here. I don't like this. f6, knight d3. Alright, okay. f6, knight d3. Oh, this is getting terrifying now. Okay. Is queen e4 a way of not losing a piece? Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Queen e4. Okay, there isn't rook c4. Bishop f5. Queen e3 on bishop f5. Okay. Bishop f5 is about to happen. Okay. Try and reinforce e5 again. So bishop f5, queen d4. Queen d4, is that a move? It's very awkward, this game. This is a very awkward game. I knew it had signs of being awkward from earlier. It's definitely very awkward. I think I misplayed the opening to have a loose piece or two. Ah. Oh. Now I'm in big trouble, aren't I? I suspected I was in trouble earlier, but this is putting the knife in. Ah, it's putting the knife in. Okay. I mean, it's just winning a piece. He's just won a piece. It's official. Going for more than a piece. Okay, maybe could have just taken a piece. Okay. Oh, or rather rook for two pieces. Still a very good deal. I should have played the English opening. Whatever opening this was, I think it was an e4. This is what happens when I play e4 rather. I don't like this. What's happened here? This pin on the e5 knight. I want to play bishop g3 and f4 if that's A legal move facilitated by King H1. Okay, maybe slightly better now. Queen F3 and knight D5. I thought grabbing the 2 pieces for the rook was a good deal to get. Right, here I think maybe Queen H5 is possible. And there's still F6 on the cards. I've got to try and discourage F6 with Queen G4. And just get out of these pins. Please get out of these pins. Rook F1. Okay. Knight G6, maybe Knight G6, or maybe Knight D3 is safer. In fact, there's an immediate F5 on Knight G6. So I'm determined to lose pieces in this game. Knight F3 might be even simpler. We're just playing Knight F3. Okay, Knight F3. So Knight G6, F5 probably is winning material. F5 seems plausible. H4 and King H2. Just to give my king some air. Oh, Rook D7, huh? There's Queen G7 here, isn't there? Yeah, no, I don't know what happened there in that game. Did I think that opening was a disaster zone. So I played, that's not too far from anything, as far as I'm aware at the moment. Something went diabolical after D5. Something bad about this. Here maybe, Bishop F4. Yeah. So apparently the check would have been much better. I just felt as though I had loose pieces. Well, no, that was horrible. I didn't get any gambit, that's for sure. There. It was more of a gambit of my stability. So C4, I think English opening after that. Yes, I want to have some stability if I can from the opening. So C4. One coffee, 2 coffees, 3 coffees. 4 coffees, 5 coffees, 6 coffees, 7 coffees, 8 coffees, 9 coffees. Alright, it's a bit quick, this countdown today. 10 coffees I'm going to abort to go swiftly moving on. Shilling forward. Okay. The upside of shelling, I don't lose too many rating points, do I? If I lose to him. So he's up there, 2,900. Okay, he's really up there. Okay. He's out in the stars, his rating. So bishop g4. Alright, we seem to have a position from the opening, which isn't too terrible. Okay. I better focus, I better get my head closer to the screen. My way of zooming in on the board a little bit more. Okay, I don't know if that's noticeable from the webcam here. Okay, but I'm my full attention. Okay. If I played h5, is it possible that knight takes e3 is probably something I want to do? I'm going to play this. Bishop e6 for a moment. Seems pleasant enough. Knight e7 to f5. Seems pleasant enough. Wait. c5. Is that an idea? c5. Try and fragment these pawns. King g7. Yeah. c5. Try and fragment these pawns. And knight c6. Try and hit h4 and d4 at the same time. Provoking, I don't think knight g6 is all that right now. And try and get ready for this c-file. Oh, bishop g5 to try and play bishop e3 on knight f3. Try and shield against knight g6 as well. So bishop h4, but I want to play bishop e3 and cd. That looks a little bit strange, that offering. I played cd here. Okay, so my king safety is at stake. If I take, there's a lot of stuff on g6. I appreciate that. Can I just carry on with this instead to try and distract the queen away from my king? Maybe knight c2. Is there no distraction here? Bishop b1. Hold on. Okay, if I take now, take it here, try and relieve g6 pressure. I don't know, do I get checkmate or is it a draw? Okay, I can play here. Bishop didn't give itself up. Totally nothing. Rook c6 to g6. Is this unsound from white? Rook c6 it looks unsound. Not only that, it looks as though I might get a counter-attack with rook c6 to g6. This is a fierce counter-attack. Has this been over-optimistic on this occasion? Rook c6 to g6. In fact, rook c6 threatens to trap the queen. So rook c6 looks super duper. Knight f4, there's a check. I'll just play this. Knight f4, queen g3, there's knight e2. Well, I just want a raging attack, I think. Here? Okay, knight, what about knight e6, just to simplify? How do I win this? 24. Can I work out a win? Well, that helps. Hang on. Let's go over here. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know how to work out a win. No, I do. I mean that should be winning. This should be winning now without you stalemate. Yeah, I just need some time. Okay. Thanks. Oh, yeah. I think something went wrong for White there with reverse roles in this last game, because usually I play like that. The thing is, Black's not obliged to suffer a G6 massacre. That's what the question is here. Do I win some material and suffer a G6 massacre or not? Yeah. The bishop's shielding G6. If I had taken, I'm sure just intuitively I'm getting massacred. The engine's gone up to like +4. But if that's not a mandatory thing, okay, White's still better though. Maybe that's a retreat not needed. Bishop G6. Maybe the G6 had to happen. The G6 massacre, going all in for it. I think the retreat, I'm okay now, I think. But then there's the perpetual check option, of course. Giving up the bishops, it's intriguing. I thought it was in perpetual check. I didn't think knight G5 was necessarily mating because of something like queen D7. Oh, there's bishop F5 anyway. So, but giving up the bishop, all of a sudden here, I'm clearly, smoke's cleared quite a lot dramatically. I don't know how. I don't really know how that happens on the chessboard, that the smoke can clear like that. I don't know. Sometimes when that happens, it's magic, isn't it? Okay. It's not magic under my control. It just happened that rook C6 down to G6 is very dangerous for White. There's a rook up. All right. Anyway, yeah. Thanks. Okay. Yep. See you next week then. Have a good weekend. Remember to wash your hands thoroughly. 20 seconds. Get the lava going. Yeah, there's a 20-second thing on the NHS site if you want to avoid getting the coronavirus as much as possible. So that's good safety tips on the NHS UK site. 20 seconds. Yeah, and I hope you remain safe and stuff in the current situation. Okay, thanks very much.